2 men are dead after 2 separate overnight incidents in northeast Madison. What police are sharing about both investigations. Plus, all eyes are on Wisconsin's Senate race as November draws closer. We caught up with Ron Johnson and Mandela Barnes to hear what they're focusing on these final few months before the midterm election. And the latest news out of Mar-a-Lago. What federal agents recovered from former President Trump's resort, coming up on News 3 at 10. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McKenna Alexander. Madison police are investigating the 5th and 6th homicides this year after one of the deadliest nights so far in 2022. One man is dead after a stabbing just before midnight on Madison's east side. MPD officials say a 35-year-old man was found with a stab wound on Mayfair Avenue late last night. He was taken to the hospital but did eventually die from his injuries. Now, police don't believe this attack was random, so they're asking any witnesses to come forward with information that can help them identify a suspect. Meanwhile, another man was shot dead just a few hours before that deadly stabbing. Last night, Madison police were called to an apartment building in the 1700 block of North Point Drive. When they arrived, they found a 30-year-old man in the parking lot who had been shot. Life-saving attempts were made, but that victim was pronounced dead on the scene. Witnesses told police a fight had escalated to that deadly gunfire. MPD is asking for the public for help on both investigations, while also calling for an end to violence within our community.
We need our public's help if we are to cure gun violence in our cities. We need our community's help. If you see something and it doesn't look right, if there's an altercation, give the police a call so we can come and try to help.
Police say no arrests have been made and they still don't have much information as of tonight. So you are asked to contact MPD if you know anything. The victims' names in both these homicides aren't being released at this time. Now, the shooting comes on the same weekend. Dane County held its first gun buyback program at the Alliant Energy Center. That event was not open for media coverage. Police are investigating another shooting, this time near Warner Park. Officers were sent to the 2300 block of Brentwood Parkway just after midnight this morning. Several shell casings were found at the scene and no injuries have been reported at this time. There's also been no signs of property damage. Let's go ahead and get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary, sounds like there's a little bit of fog out there.
A little fog, a little bit of drizzle, and a lot of gloominess. That pretty much sums up the weather right now. Let's take a look at the time lapse from the WISC Skycam. You can see we had clouds for much of the day, just a few peaks of sun, and then a couple of showers, especially as we headed toward the evening hours. But it looks pretty impressive on the time lapse, but that was mostly just drizzle and fog. And you can see on Doppler track, I mean, the precipitation is so light, it's hardly even being detected on radar. A couple of light showers in Racine and Kenosha counties, but everything else across south central Wisconsin is just too light to be detected by radar. But the fog is being reflected in the visibilities right now, 1.75 mile visibility at the Bear Boudels Airport. The fog seems to be a little thicker north and west of Dane County, but not terribly thick. High temperatures today, because of the cloud cover, only 73 in Madison, 75 in Janesville. But notice Dubuque, Iowa, they were at 82, and temperatures were in the 90s as nearby as Des Moines, Iowa. Current temperatures are in the upper 60s to around 70, but notice the wind shift to the north. That's dropping temperatures already into the mid-60s out toward La Crosse, and here across Dane County, temperatures are right around the 70-degree mark, give or take a degree or two. Right now, Cottage Grove, right now, it's 70 degrees. Otherwise, look for mostly cloudy skies, some areas of fog overnight. It'll be mild and a little bit of drizzle mixed in as well. Low temperature dropping to about 65. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more clouds, but not much in the way of precipitation as we head at least through tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Gary. New at 10 tonight, one woman is dead after the oxygen tank she was using caught fire inside of her Mineral Point apartment. Officials say the fire started around 3:30 this afternoon. The sprinkler inside the apartment was able to put out that fire, although some surrounding units were damaged by the water, leaving one person displaced tonight. And across the state, the Wisconsin Department of Justice investigating in Appleton, where an officer-involved shooting took place last night. Nearby residents were reportedly told to shelter in place as Appleton police confronted a man armed with a handgun. Officers say they were forced to open fire after a peaceful negotiation was unsuccessful. That suspect did die after being taken to the hospital, and no officers were hurt. Meanwhile, the officers that were involved in the shooting have been placed on paid leave, as is department policy. To some political news now. With those primaries now behind us, Wisconsin politicians are full steam ahead till November. Ron Johnson and Mandela Barnes on the campaign trail today in what's proving to be just the beginning of a long few months for both of them. Our Catherine Merck joined them during their stops today.
Mandela Barnes and Ron Johnson are heading into what could become one of the most closely watched Senate races in the 2022 cycle.
Every single vote in the United States Senate is absolutely critical. Yeah. And the Dems know it too.
Both candidates spent their Saturday talking with Wisconsin voters, one in Madison and one in Beloit, emphasizing the importance of every vote in a swing state like ours.
And this is how we get the job done. We know that the grassroots organization is what wins elections.
We're going about talking to people. Don't discount anybody. Reach out to anybody who loves this country, is worried about it, ask them to join us to heal, unify, and save this country.
Barnes and Johnson are going for similar attacks to define each other, casting their opponent as too extreme and out of touch with Wisconsin voters.
There's so many things that I believe are wrong with Senator Johnson.
I'm happy to put my resume up against my opponents.
Amen.
I don't know what he's done.
But perhaps the biggest similarity that's shared, both argue they are the true representative of the state's working class, a key factor to winning an election in a state being watched closely by these competitors and the rest of the country.
The November election is now just 86 days away. Wisconsin represents yet another example of a high-stakes Senate race where the contrast between candidates is significant, similar to the races in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. To some developing news now, the release of court documents related to the search of Mar-a-Lago is prompting new questions about what the FBI was looking for and about what President Trump was storing at his estate. CBS News' Michael George brings us the latest developments.
CBS News has learned that one of former President Trump's lawyers affirmed in writing in June that all classified documents had been removed from Mar-a-Lago. Yet a newly unsealed warrant reveals FBI agents removed 20-plus boxes and binders, including 11 sets of highly classified documents, some marked top secret and some only meant to be viewed in secure government areas.
I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter.
The warrant also reveals the FBI is investigating the former president for potentially violating the Espionage Act, mishandling classified documents, and obstruction of justice. On Friday, Trump posted on social media suggesting the documents in question were all declassified, saying the FBI, quote, didn't need to seize anything. They could have had it any time they wanted without playing politics and breaking into Mar-a-Lago.
If the president was, in fact, declassifying something, there's a whole lengthy process to go through there. It's Donald Trump reaching for the defense du jour for behavior that is, frankly, beyond the pale.
Senate Judiciary Committee ranking member Chuck Grassley says the affidavit used to obtain the warrant should be released.
Garland goes on television because he wants to be transparent. Full transparency is going to be when they release the affidavit.
The affidavit will give us a closer look at the larger investigation, and if convicted, each violation of the Espionage Act is punishable by up to 10 years in prison. In Washington, Deborah Alfarone, CBS News.
The affidavit that was filed with the request for the search warrant has not been made public, and it's unlikely to be released. That's unless criminal charges are filed in this case. New at 10 tonight, the man accused of stabbing author Salman Rushdie during a lecture faced formal charges today. That man, 24-year-old Hadi Matar, pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree attempted murder and second-degree assault with intent. Rushdie was airlifted to the hospital with stab wounds to the right side of his neck and stomach. Tonight, Rushdie is said to be off a ventilator and is able to speak. Still ahead at 10, back-to-school shopping can get expensive, so one organization's helping local families front the bill. Plus, if you're considering buying an electric car, we'll run through the most common concerns among potential buyers.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado pickups. Plus, get 2.89% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable EcoPad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable EcoPad by Garnier, naturally.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows. We've done the runaround.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different. The experts guided us through every step of their no-pressure process.
We really loved their educational approach. Next Door and Window helped us understand what was right for us.
They have a totally different approach to doors and windows. They made the window and door replacement process simple.
Call 844-600-NEXT to get 50% off your installation.
Hey, Dad, I'm almost out.
I got you.
Any questions, Chris?
All good. Thanks, Maura. There you go. One new inhaler.
Nice. Did you get my refill, too?
Maybe.
There you go, sir.
You're a lifesaver.
So nice day.
Healthier is managing all your family's prescriptions in one app. CVS Pharmacy. Healthier happens together.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Denny's all-time favorite Super Slam is back. Get bacon, sausage, eggs, hash browns, and buttermilk pancakes for only $6.99. Give your wallet a break and send it on a summer slamcation. The hottest deals are at Denny's, America's value destination.
Coming up tomorrow, the next step before November, what Senate candidates are doing after last week's primary.
And our cool trend continues. We'll be giving you the latest forecast coming up from 6:30 to 8 Sunday morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
New at 10 tonight, a NICU graduate is celebrating his 50th birthday, and he did so in the same spot where it all began. To celebrate the milestone, Brendan Day and his family returned to the hospital, where he began his life after being born at just 2.5 pounds. The Day family, grateful Brendan has lived to see 50 years, is giving back by funding a new program to the SSM Health St. Mary's Foundation.
Why not see if we could go back to the hospital, make a contribution to the NICU, and just be here in honor of the fact that we have Brendan in our life because of what happened here 50 years ago.
The new program will provide books for families to read to their babies in the NICU, and then later, after their graduation, safe at home. Beginning on Monday, Janesville residents can explore town on electric scooters. The company Bird is introducing 75 vehicles as part of a pilot program that begins next week. Those scooters will be available to rent through October, and then it'll be up to the City Council to determine if the program can return next spring. To rent a scooter, you just need to download the company's mobile app, and riders must be at least 18 years old. So from electric scooters to electric cars, a new survey from Consumer Reports shows a growing number of Americans are considering going electric when deciding on a new vehicle. One of the top reasons being it costs less to charge an electric car than to refuel a gas car. But is an electric vehicle right for you? Consumer Reports answers some of your questions to help you decide.
Could your next car be electric?
Yes, because gas is way too expensive now.
Well, aside from the fuel, it's cleaner to run fuel-efficient cars like that.
In a recent Consumer Reports survey, more than a third of people said they would strongly consider buying an electric car.
Improvements to the nation's charging networks, more lower-priced EVs coming to market, and increasing range from battery technology advances together are all breaking down barriers to EV ownership.
But some Americans have reservations.
With traveling, it's just getting to where I gotta go and back without having to charge up my car. I just don't think I'm ready for it yet.
Americans in the survey cited purchase price and cost of repairs as the top cost-related barriers holding them back from getting an EV. However, compared to the typical lifespan of a gas-powered car, EVs usually cost less to own.
EVs have fewer moving parts and fluids that need to be changed. Even the brakes tend to last longer. Plus, the cost of powering the car is less, especially with elevated gas prices.
And mainstream automakers are introducing lower-priced models, like the Hyundai Kona, Nissan Leaf, and the Chevrolet Bolt, which starts at $26,595. This puts the Bolt around $20,000 less than the price of an average new car. Some EV models are also eligible for a $7,500 federal tax credit, effectively reducing the cost to go electric. This is Andrew Belize.
When and where to charge electric cars is another common concern. Right now, there are close to 50,000 charging locations nationwide, with more coming online every month. To some local news now, an advocacy group here in Wisconsin is holding an event for the transgender community. It will offer free clothes, accessories, shoes, and personal care items. Organizers say this pop-up closet will provide a safe space for people to shop without judgment.
Then as people who are on hormones, what they have to start with, even that stuff they go rush out and buy, it no longer fits them as they go through, so they have to constantly buy new things as their body changes to still have that gender euphoria from the clothing they wear and to feel comfortable and confident in their own skin, while still not trying to break the bank.
All items at the pop-up will be free, but donations of gently used clothing and money are also accepted. That event is scheduled for next Sunday, August 21st. Students across the Madison area are a little more prepared for the upcoming school year after the Black Men of Madison annual back-to-school celebration today. The event has been running for 27 years, distributing backpacks and school supplies to local students. Today, 1,600 brand new backpacks full of new supplies were given away to make sure every kid's excited for the year ahead.
We don't do this for accolades. We don't do this for pats on the back or attaboys. We do this because we think that this is going to help to make the community a better place to live in. When kids get themselves this brand new backpack full of school supplies, they're off to a great jump start on the new school year. To see that, to see their smiling faces, to watch them light up as we hand these things to them, man, that is not replaceable. There's not an experience like it anywhere.
It's a great feeling that's felt all over, as this wasn't the only back-to-school drive across Dane County today. Coming up in sports, Jordan will share how even more students are gearing up for the semester. If you think your kids are spending too much time online, you're probably right. A new survey finds nearly half of all teenagers say they use the internet almost constantly. That's according to a Pew Research Center report, which administered the same survey back in 2015. However, in that first survey, only a quarter of teenagers reported an almost constant internet use. Let's go ahead and get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary, I don't want to say it's gross outside, but it is not exactly the best evening for us here.
It's just gloomy. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. Lots of clouds, lots of humidity, some fog, a little bit of drizzle, but other than that, just like you say, kind of gloomy more than anything else. Fog right now, especially north and west of Dane County. Starting to see visibilities drop to between 2 and 5 miles. 2 miles right now in the Baraboo Dells Airport, 3 miles in Lone Rock. But the farther south and east you go, there's enough of a wind at least to mix up the air so that we're not seeing any widespread fog. I'm not expecting to be overly dense, but just about everybody will see at least some light fog overnight. But as far as the precipitation is concerned, you really have to look hard on high-resolution Doppler track to just see a couple of sprinkles of rain out there. For the most part, it's just drizzle and fog that we're contending with. And to the west, notice no precipitation across Iowa, Minnesota. So even though the clouds will linger for tomorrow, I'm not looking at anything in the way of precipitation. 3 things you need to know in the forecast: cloudy skies overnight and also for tomorrow, and that will hold high temperatures down about to where they were today in the lower 70s. But we'll be back in the upper 70s starting on Monday, and then that will last through next weekend. And dry weather from Sunday all the way through Thursday of next week, and then we'll see the potential for some rain toward the end of next week. High temperatures today, upper 60s, low 70s here, but not far to the south. Notice Des Moines, Iowa, 91 degrees. Temperatures well into the 80s through much of Illinois. A warm front made it about to the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, so the heat has been to the west of us, and each day it shifts back a little bit farther to the west, and the cooler temperatures also kind of back up a little bit more into Minnesota and Iowa. So you can see the jet stream overhead or just to our southwest. That's the dividing line between the cooler air to the north and east and the hot weather to the south and west, and the little weather systems that have been coming through just kind of riding around the periphery of it. On the west side of that big area of high pressure aloft, you can see the monsoon rains firing up showers and thunderstorms to the Rockies. Again, the potential for some flash flooding from parts of California into parts of Arizona, Utah, Nevada. They've had several rounds of flash flooding there, even though technically they're in a drought, so it's either too much rain or too little rain. But around here, low pressure is almost directly over Madison. So as that low starts to head off to the east, the counterclockwise wind circulation will shift our winds around to the north, and that's what will keep temperatures on the cool side. The average high temperature should be around 80. Tomorrow will be in the low 70s, but the dew point temperatures that are in the mid 60s here start to drop off a bit to the west. So we'll see the chances for fog become a little less likely, and also see some breaks in the clouds over the next couple of days. Once we get past tomorrow, which will be mostly cloudy and cool with a high temperature of 72. But right now it looks like it'll be dry. For tomorrow across Dane County, 72 in Oregon, 72 Cross Plains, 71 degrees in Mount Horeb. But notice the cloud cover pretty much across all of the central part of our viewing area. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, maybe some breaks in the clouds late in the day, but temperatures mid-70s closer to the Mississippi River, upper 60s to around 70 east of Madison. And as we check out the forecast over the next 7 to 10 days, those temperatures back in the upper 70s, a little more sunshine on Monday, and then we'll see highs in the upper 70s through the end of the week and into next week. The chances for rain go up probably Friday and Saturday will be our best 2 chances for rain, but still, that's not a bad forecast for this time of year. Comfortable temperatures and not a lot of rain in there.
I was going to say, I still see enough little sun graphics in there, so even there are a few chances, it's not going to be as gross as it was today.
Yeah, it can't stay like this all the time.
No, I'm glad it's not. All right, thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Brewers and the Cardinals back for Game 2 of their series. Can the crew even it up? We have highlights coming up after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Migraine attacks? You can't always avoid triggers like stress. Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. You can't prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta is a pill, gets right to work to prevent migraine attacks and keeps them away over time. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraine attacks. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie can help you save on Qulipta.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Simply lock in your order on select Ford vehicles and we'll lock in your rate. Just move on up. Even if rates go up before your order comes in, you're protected. That's how Ford is supercharging your summer. Now place your order and lock in an annual percentage rate of 2.9% for 60 months on select Ford vehicles.
Out here, we know a thing or two about beef. Hy-Vee knows beef too. Only 6 out of 100 cattle are even good enough to bear the Hy-Vee brand. Only 6 out of 100. Quality like that is hard to find. So enjoy your Hy-Vee steak this weekend. You've earned it.
Everything here is American made.
But it's tough competing with China.
Ron Johnson's making it tougher. Johnson pushed for special tax breaks for outsourcing corporations.
But voted against tariffs and sanctions on China's unfair trade practices.
And when Johnson's big corporate PAC donor announced plans to create jobs outside Wisconsin, he defended them.
It's not like we don't have enough jobs here in Wisconsin. The biggest problem.
Senator Johnson, stop making it tougher on us.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save up to 20% when you book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
The Brewers did not start this pivotal division series off on the right note. A rough series opener put the Crew 1.5 games out of first place in the NL Central. They're going to try to even up that series tonight, but it's minimal offense with Corbin Burnes and Adam Wainwright starting. Burnes, he's dealing well into the 7th inning. He only allows 1 run, to which the Brewers respond in the very next frame. Luis Urias sends it to the bullpen. This one heads to extra innings, tied up at 1, where the Crew crank out some base hits to take take the lead and then go on and win it.
Here's a 1-1.
After practice this morning, Badgers inside linebacker Jordan Turner headed down the street to Birmingham Park to give back to the community. The sophomore partnered up with local organization The Road Home to donate 100 backpacks filled with school supplies for area kids ranging from elementary to high school. And coupled with the backpack drive, Turner raised $2,000 for the group, which is focused on helping families who are experiencing homelessness find housing. Turner didn't have to go far to find inspiration for this project. Growing up, his mom was part of a similar one. So when it came time for him to step up, this just made sense.
I'm walking in one day, can't even get in the house because there's a bunch of boxes, and I'm opening his backpack. So I go in there asking her, you know, what is this for? And she tells me. And so ever since then, you know, she always invited me to help her with the backpacks, and I just wanted to help carry that tradition on. I'm really happy to see the faces on everybody and everybody that came out, especially some of my teammates that came to support me. You know, that just made my day.
Packers start the preseason with a loss to the 49ers, but hey, that's just the preseason. There's still plenty of time to work on things before those games start to count. Jordan Love under center for the first half of last night's game. He finished with 176 yards, 2 scores, and 3 interceptions. Well, the Pack's second touchdown, that was actually hauled in by former Badger Danny Davis. And despite the 28-21 loss, Matt LaFleur, he's pleased with what he saw out there.
There was a lot of good things out there from Jordan. Just the poise that he showed in the pocket, that's something that we were looking at. And, you know, overall, I thought just the process of everything, I thought was a pretty good first step for him.
Being able to get those reps, seeing different looks in the defense, and just going against different guys. You know, it's the intensity is a little bit higher, and I think the game action is a lot better than practice.
A pair of former Badgers also put on a show in their preseason debuts. Jack Sanborn came in clutch for the Bears early in the third quarter last night, picking off a pass that helped spark an impressive comeback for Chicago. And then on the Bengals, Kendrick Pryor making all sorts of catches last night, including this one. He ended the night with 4 grabs and 1 touchdown. The Wisconsin men's basketball team just keeps dominating the foreign competition. After downing the Lyon Towers yesterday, they did it again. This time, it was a 30-point win. Badgers earned their 3rd win in France, led this time by Marcus Ilver with 14 points, Stephen Crow right behind him with 12. Wisconsin has one more game in France. It's set for August 15th in Nice, where the team has the chance to go undefeated during this tour. Round 2 of the Boeing Classic, some movement by the Madison natives. Jerry Kelly, he's up 5 spots, now tied for 12th, 5 under overall. Steve Stricker back 10 spots. He is tied for 16th at 4 under overall. Miguel Angel Jimenez sits atop the leaderboard as they head into that final round.
Busy day there. We got backpack drive 1 for you, backpack drive 1 for news. We had backpack drive for morning show. We have backpack drives all across Madison.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool to be able to see how different organizations between sports and on the news side being able to give back with the schools.
And all different parts of Madison, too. We have northern and southern, just whatever school you go to, whatever region of Madison you live in, there's always a chance to give back to the community.
Makes sense as to why Wisconsin's on Wisconsin, moving forward, helping out.
There we go.
Thanks,
Jordan. Coming up next, we have Gary with another check of our forecast.
During Toyota's national sales event, we're working hard to deliver new Toyotas so you can enjoy the last of summer. From hitting the rapids with a RAV4 hybrid, to kicking up sand in a Tundra, or camping out in a Highlander. Hey guys!
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable EcoPad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable EcoPad by Garnier, naturally.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
After 35 years in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners is celebrating by offering all our customers $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our Watts Road location and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. Check out our website at capitalcarcleaners.com.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
It's Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Get a 5-cent fuel saver on fresh ground chuck, a 5-cent fuel saver on Lay's potato chips, an 8-cent fuel saver on Basket and Bushel blueberries, an 8-cent fuel saver on 7-Up or Canada Dry 6-packs when you buy 4, a 5-cent fuel saver on Intamin's Little Bites, and get a 20-cent fuel saver on Mia Italian Take and Bake pizzas. Don't miss Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
I love this state. Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses I proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates.
All right, Gary, we've established it's not the best night out there. But if I can wake up to something better tomorrow, that'd be nice.
Do you like clouds?
Yeah, they're great.
That was a long silence, everybody. Well, let's start out by looking at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. You can see a little bit of haziness, some fog in the Capitol lights, but very little in the way of rain out there. A lot of drizzle, but and some fog. Future track radar doesn't show anything really overnight. Temperatures right now, upper 60s here in Madison, a little cooler to the north and west. Look for temperatures to drop to about 65 overnight. High tomorrow, 72 with more clouds.
All right, thanks, Gary. Thanks for joining us tonight. News 3 Now this morning starts at 6:30.